What is good, YouTube, man? Today I'm back with you guys, with the nation, for another video, man. And today, I got us a very special video, man. We going back-to-back days with Raiders Chalk Talk, man. And we got Raiders Chalk Talk episode 9 right here today. And today I'm going to be breaking down. I'm not going to be showing you guys I'm not going to be showing you guys no film today, but I'm going to be breaking down the assignments of Gus Bradley's cover 3 zone in the nickel defense and in his base 4-3 under defense. So, before I get started with today's video, I have to give a huge shout out to my boy Icy Nate. Yet again, comes in clutch with today's thumbnail. And you already know, go check out Icy Nate. His page is at icy_Nate. Go check his channel out for more good Raiders content, man. But without further ado, let's get into today's breakdown. Yo, what is good with my nation family? We are here. Raiders Chalk Talk episode 9. This is a good one. This is a good one. Now, like I said, it won't be visuals. It won't be plays. But I'm just going to be speaking to you guys on the cover 3, man. On the cover 3, whether it's in the base 4-3 under or if it's in our nickel package defense, right? So, as you can see right here, I had to pull out the whiteboard, man. I pulled out the whiteboard. I wrote down the players. I wrote down the zones. So, now I'm going to just talk to you, right? This is like we're all getting ready with our coach. He's writing everything on the whiteboard. He's saying, listen, you got to do this, you got to do that. So that's why I wanted to bring it to you guys like this, man. I brought out the whiteboard, but let's get into the explaining, man. So as you can see on the top left of the whiteboard, you see it says base 4-3 under cover 3 zone, right? That is our base defense. That is the Legion of Boom defense. That is what Gus Bradley created, right? So this is our base defense. And I mean, it's a cover 3. There's not many different ways that you could run a cover 3. So here, let me just start off with explaining, right? Each guy that you see that has a third in it, that is what the cover 3 is, right? Those are the guys that are going deep. And in this case, you got Casey Hayward going deep on the outside third. You got Mullen going deep on the outside third, and you got Trayvon Merrick as our deep high middle third guy. You know, he's our post safety. He's our guy that's going to allow Jonathan Abram to roam free and really kill people inside the box. It's going to allow guys like Corey Littleton to go back and doing what he did best with the Rams, right? Just locking down one specific side of the field, right? Just one little small zone and really having it on lockdown. And that's what I like about this defense the most, is that yes, it is a 4-3, but it has a lot of similarities when it comes down to that 3-4 system that guys like Nick Kwiatkowski came from, that guys like Corey Littleton came from, you know, that kind of stuff. So let's get started, right? I just explained the outside thirds and the deep third with Trayvon Merrick, right? So as you can see, right, I've gotten a lot of messages asking me, well, hey, man, if this is just a cover 3, how can teams not get away with just beating this the whole time? Like, how are the great quarterbacks not beating this all the time? Now, if you check it out, right, I made the zones pretty visible, right? There isn't many ways to attack this defense when ran correctly, right? I mean, your outside guys are covering, you know, the outside. You have a deep guy like Trayvon Merrick covering the middle, so it's pretty hard to go deep. Now, when it comes to the intermediate stuff, right, you have Nick Kwiatkowski, and then you have your sub linebacker and Jonathan Abram sharing the middle of the field. It's pretty hard to attack this defense, right? Especially when you have a guy like Nicholas Moore and Corey Littleton on opposite sides of each other, locking down the flats. Okay, so let me start off with the flaws, right? There's only one flaw in this defense, and that's in between your middle hook zone, so your Jonathan Abram, your strong side linebacker, or your strong safety, or your sub linebacker, and your other middle linebacker in Nick Kwiatkowski. The only two gaps that are in this defense is in between the outside corners, so Trayvon Mullen and Casey Hayward, and our middle linebackers. That is the only place that, if attacked correctly, you can really hurt this defense, and that's called the seams. Those are where the hash marks are on the football field. That's where it could be attacked, but it is very hard to attack that when you have a strong safety, strong safeties are DBs, they're very athletic. When you have a very good, rangy, mobile, big middle linebacker like Nick Wachowski, so it's pretty hard to attack this defense when ran correctly. Now, let me explain this a bit, right? So let's start off with the middle hooks. The middle hooks are basically, it's pretty simple. They're sharing the middle of the field together, right? But instead of a Tampa 2 where they have to cover the whole field by themselves, right? They are sharing the middle of the field with Trayvon Merrick as well, right? Trayvon Merrick is going to be just behind them, give them like 7 yards behind them, and then Trayvon Merrick's going to go back, right? Now, the reason why it's so effective is because just take a look at how congested the middle of the field is, right? It's pretty hard. You got a free safety, you got a strong safety, you got a middle linebacker, and also your will linebacker is going to be shifting from the middle of the field down into the flats. That's why you see Nicholas Morrow's flat kind of at an angle instead of Corey Littleton's where his is just straight. He's already there. So it's pretty congested when it comes to the middle of the field. So it's really hard to attack this defense. And that's why this defense has made its money and did what it did in this league, right? I mean, let's continue, right? So the middle hooks, right? It's simple. You're sharing the middle of the field with your partner in crime. In this case, is Jonathan Abram, Nick Wachowski. They're sharing the middle of the field. Now, when we're in the base 4-3 under, as you can see, I put Corey Littleton very, very, very close to the line of scrimmage, almost as if he's a fifth down defensive lineman. But in this case, he is not. He will be standing up on the opposite side of the Leo, in this case, Yannick Ngakoue. He's going to be standing up. Basically, what this allows is that, look, if it's a run, he can react to the play just as quick as the defensive lineman. But if it is a pass, he can shoot over to the flats and lock that side of his field and lock that zone down with ease, right? Because he's already basically there, because he's right there on the line of scrimmage. So he's very, very close to his assignment. There's not much traveling that he needs to do in this scenario, right? So let's go on the opposite side of the flat, and let's go to Nicholas Morrow's assignment. So Nicholas Morrow's the will linebacker in this. He is the weak side linebacker in this, and he will be coming down kind of close to where Nick Wachowski is, and he's going to be coming down, the ball snapped, coming down, guarding the flats, right? So like I said, when ran correctly, this defense is very, very hard to attack. It's not easy, right? It's not easy at all. It's pretty tough, especially when your guys get it down packed and don't allow, the offense to really read the defense, because we are all playing as one, guarding as one, and everybody knows their assignments. I mean, just take a look at it. It's simple. It's a very simple defense. It's not like a cover 6 that we ran with Paul Gunther. You had a man match on one side and then a cover 4 on the other side. It's not that complicated. It's a cover 3, very, very simple scheme. When ran to perfection, it's very, very hard to get past on the offense. And the thing is, it's not hard to run to perfection because of how simple it is. And I'm just going to show you how it looks in the game real quick. This isn't a clip. It's just a picture of how everybody's lined up. So as you can see, you have your strong side linebacker creeping down on the line of scrimmage, opposite side of the Leo. And the Leo, as you can see, he's the furthest away. He's kind of close to the closest 50-yard logo. So you see your Sam linebacker on the opposite side of him. You see your 2 outside corners ready to be in their zone. And then you see your 3 guys. You have your strong safety that came down in the box. Then you have your, in this case, your Nick Wachowski and your what's his name, Jonathan Abram on the Bengals logo, right? So it's very, very simple, right? This is what the defense will look, and this was just last year's defense from how Gus Bradley ran it. This is what it looked like. But that's what the base 4-3 under cover 3 zone looks like. Let me show you what the nickel cover 3 zone looks like for Gus Bradley. Now, yet again, brought out the whiteboard, and you might say, hey, this looks pretty simple. This looks the same thing. But it's not. As you can see here, we had 3 linebackers on the field. We had Corey Littleton, Nick Wachowski, and Nicholas Morrow. On this one, when you're in your nickel, you have a very, very, how do you say? You have a more athletic defense, because instead of an extra linebacker, you put an extra DB out there. And as you can see now, in place of where Nicholas Morrow is, Damon Arnett is there. Damon Arnett now is your slot corner. And now when we're in the cover 3, Damon Arnett has the same assignment that Nicholas Morrow had, but what this does is when we have to switch in the game to a cover one, you don't have a mismatch of a linebacker on a slot receiver. Instead, you now have a slot corner against a slot receiver when you do switch into that man defense. This is why the nickel defense is more athletic, and it's you have to have an extra DB out there on the field. So the differences between this defense and the last one is that, as you can see, instead of Abram and Nick Witkowski sharing the middle hooks together, it's now Corey Littleton and Nick Witkowski sharing those middle hook zones together. And instead of Nicholas Morrow on the field sharing the flats on the opposite side of their teammate, it's now Damon Arnett when we're in the cover three. Now Damon Arnett is covering the flat when we're in this nickel. Now, as you can see, Jonathan Abram is still on the field, but he is no longer guarding the middle hooks. He is now guarding the flats opposite side of Damon Arnett, right? So there's still some big similarities here, right? So Nick Witkowski, he basically stayed the same. Corey Littleton and Jonathan Abram essentially shifted, but instead of having Corey Littleton essentially on the line of scrimmage, everybody's a little bit more backed up because this is a more pass coverage defense, right? This is a pass coverage defense. You don't really want to allow too many yards. You don't want to have an extra linebacker out on the field because, linebackers are a bit less athletic than DBs, right? So, like I said, essentially Corey Littleton and Jonathan Abram swapped, but Jonathan Abram is not going to be on the line of scrimmage how Corey Littleton was in the base 4-3. But, like I said, now you have Damon Arnett. He comes in the game as your slot, comes down when we're in the cover three. He is a flat guy. He's going to be covering the flats, which is why I really want to see Damon Arnett play this year in the slot, because in this defense, you don't have many assignments when it comes to being a slot corner in this defense because of how simple we run it. It's just when you're a slot corner in this defense, and we're running your cover three, all you're doing is covering the flats. It's not like when we ran it with Paul Gunther, where Paul Gunther had his slot corners running sideline to sideline, looking like madmen out there, trying to cover every single slot receiver on the field man to man. It's pretty simple. You're just guarding your flat, and you just take care of that side of the field, and boom, you do your job, right? It's pretty simple. Now, as you can see, if you check out the D-line from the first clip, from the base defense, Yannick Ngakoue on your bottom of your screen, he's listed as a Leo. Right here, when we're in our nickel, you no longer have a Leo. All you have is just a stand-up rusher, and that's what Yannick is. So he comes a little bit closer. He comes in a little bit closer than being that Leo. And he's not too far away from the rest of the defensive linemen. He's just now a stand-up rusher because this is more of a classic style defense. This is more of a, you have basically two normal DNs basically in this defense, but Cleveland Furrows still will be a 5-tech in this defense. But like I said, you no longer have the Leo aspect when you're in the nickel. You just have a stand-up rusher who's a little bit more closer to the rest of the defensive linemen than he would be in their base 4-3 under. But yeah, man, like I said, not too much different, right? You still have your outside thirds. You still have your middle third with Trayvon Merrick. You still have your two middle linebackers. But instead of three linebackers, you now have two, but you add an extra defensive back because, like I said, this is a more pass coverage defense. Now, just take a look. Like I said, if you take a look at this defense, you can see that on the slot, you have your slot corner right there on the 45-yard line. On the top of your screen, he's on the 45-yard line. That's your slot corner. Then you have your two outside corners sharing the thirds. And it's pretty simple. On the 30-yard line, you have your free safety. In this case, that would be our Trayvon Merrick. Then you have your three guys in the middle of the field. You have your Jonathan Abram. Basically, he's the guy that's closest to us on the 40-yard line. He'll be coming down into the flats. And then you have your two middle linebackers. So it's pretty simple, right? I mean, that's the difference. I mean, if you want to take this is your nickel, and that's your base, right? It's more congested into the box. This is more of a very solid run-stopping defense because you have 8 men in the box, and it's pretty hard to run on that defense. This one, you have 7 men in the box, but keep in mind, you do have an extra defensive back. So it is just a little bit worse against the run, but it is that little bit better against the pass. So that is what I wanted to explain to you guys today, man. Not too complicated. I hope I said it well so that you guys could understand the defenses. It's pretty simple when it comes to the cover three. Once we get into the cover ones, when we have to do man, it gets a little bit more complicated, but it is what it is. We're going to be in our base cover three a lot more than we're in cover one. So that's why I wanted to make this video for you guys so that you guys can really see what we had going on when it comes to the cover three and why it's actually it's pretty difficult to attack this cover three, because there's really only one way that you can attack the defense. And like I said, it's down the seams on the hash marks. And when you have athletic linebackers and athletic strong safeties, it's pretty hard to do so. So yes, Raider Nation, that is why I wanted to bring you guys this video. But without further ado, let's get into the outro, baby. Man, oh man, so what do you guys think, man? So what do you guys think, man? I mean, I just decided to break down a little bit of that cover three zone for you guys in the nickel, in the base 4-3 under. You know, when I was going through this, when I was doing this video, I really liked how well created this defense is, right? Because there isn't many ways to attack this defense. And I really like it. I really, really like this defense. I really do believe that this defense can go far. This defense definitely allows our guys to play fast, to play physical, and to just do what they do best, and that's use their natural football ability and really get out there and just play the sport they love, right? There's not too much thinking that goes into this defense. There's not a bunch of complex zones and man match assignments like there was with Paul Gunther. And right now, we just need to let our guys go out there, play football, play fast, play hard, because we all know if they do that, the rest is going to come, right? So it was pretty fun breaking this defense down to you guys. Let me know what you guys think. That was just the zone side of it. We do run some cover one. I didn't really want to get into that because, man, when we're in the cover one, it's a lot more explaining to do, like, you know, different kinds of assignments. If guys have to switch, you know, it's a bunch of different things, right? It's a bunch of different things, and it's hard to really explain. So I wanted to just go over the basics, what we're normally going to be in, and that's the cover three zone, whether it's in the nickel or the base 4-3 under defense. And I really wanted to get that out to you guys because a lot of guys were asking, you know, well, if it's just a cover three zone, why aren't teams just going to be able to attack that pretty easily? So that's why I decided to come here today and show you guys what this defense is all about when we're in that cover three zone. But Raider Nation, that'll be it for today's video. Let me know other things you would like to see on this Raiders Chalk Talk series. The 10th episode needs to be a good one, right? It needs to be a good one. So Raider Nation, that'll be it for today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I'm out. Peace.